When 22-year-old Caitlin Clark was named one of Forbes 30 under 30, Angel Reese immediately becomes alarmed, since no other player in her category has ever accomplished what Caitlin has. Although her abilities are being praised by fans nationwide, not everyone is applauding, particularly Angel Reese. Since day one, she has been giving Caitlin the side eye. Angel Reese told reporters that she didn't, after the game versus Caitlin Clark, address the media. Yes, the rationale behind our viewing of women's, I want you all to understand that basketball isn't only about one individual, it's also about me. Legendary NASCAR driver Danica Patrick even expressed her opinion, stating that Angel's resentment of Caitlin. It's both confusing and widely known. Reese certainly has talent, but Caitlin's ability to kill has won people over not because she's attractive. Even her detractors are taken aback by the astounding shows she performs as a court magician. Angel has been putting in a lot of effort both on and off the court in an attempt to surpass Caitlin, but it hasn't been successful. According to an article by Cooper Worth, Caitlin Clark has joined Jason Tatum and the Cavender twins on Forbes' list of 30 under 30. Caitlin Clark is extraordinary. She set several three-point shooting records, led the NCAA in scoring, and led Iowa to the championship game by herself. The media and her supporters both adore her, and even her opponents secretly admire her. Now that her name is firmly established on Forbes' renowned list, it is evident that Caitlin is not only ruling basketball, but also life. She prevails. She makes it personal with Caitlin Clark and then plays off of it by making fun of her as the first thing she does after winning the national title and failing to even rejoice with her teammates. Even when Caitlin Clark was knocked down during that Saturday game, Angel Reese stood up and applauded, so she has kind of adopted a Draymond Green persona. One of those tales that almost seems too good to be true is Caitlin Clark's ascent to fame. She broke records as an athlete, became the face of women's basketball at the age of 22, and was just named a Forbes 30 under 30 honoree. However, perseverance, determination, and an almost supernatural capacity to shine when it counts most are more important than talent alone. Despite all of Caitlin's accomplishments, one individual has been quietly or not so quietly berating Angel Reese. Caitlin accomplished more than just play basketball. She changed the way the game is perceived. The national championship game was the beginning of it all, and I've been dealing with it for the past 2 years. I realize that probably bad things have been said about me, but I'll take that since, look, people are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we talk about it. I'll take that role, I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and say, I'll be that. People are flocking to games, and we have celebrities attending sold-out arenas for just one game. The tension between Caitlin and Angel was evident from the first time they met on the court. It went beyond simple rivalry to become personal. Caitlin's ability to read the game and shoot well made every play seem effortless, and her fans loved her for her skill rather than her background. On the other hand, Angel was always the player who was loud, defiant, and brought drama to the court and off. Angel frequently used theatrics while Caitlin's game did the talking. Given that women's basketball is the topic of conversation right now, I'll accept that. Women's basketball, but you never would imagine that when we talk about it, people are flocking to games and celebrities are attending sold-out arenas because of a single game. They're thinking, I'll play that role, I'll play the bad guy, and I'll keep playing that. Let's be honest, Caitlin's statistics alone are enough to silence any critic. She led the NCAA in scoring, averaging an incredible 27.8 points per game. Not only was she good, but she made history by becoming a three-point shooting machine who made defenders look helpless by draining shots from almost half court, turning to the crowd and flashing her signature smirk. Her assists were also a hit, 10.6 points per game. Yes, she wasn't only a scorer, she was also improving everyone around her. Over 2.6 million people watched Caitlin Clark's most recent WNBA playoff game. Views, and the ratings are currently dropping below 1 million people. Angel Reese, meantime, observed from the sidelines as Caitlin's fame grew. Undoubtedly, Reese is gifted. She has strong defensive abilities and occasional flashes of genius, but it's obvious that Caitlin's success consumes her every time she wins an award or sets a new record. Through cleverly veiled remarks, interviews, and passive-aggressive tweets, Angel appeared to find a way to make it all about herself. According to Forbes, Clark was selected to lead the Indiana. In addition to breaking the WNBA single-season assist record and winning Rookie of the Year, she led the WNBA All-Star Game voting with over 700,000 ballots and has been credited with increasing league viewership and attendance, leading the team to their first postseason appearance in 8 years. But there's more. Take the Forbes announcement for. For instance, while Caitlin thanked her supporters and acknowledged the influence of her coaches and teammates, her placement in the esteemed 30 under 30 list should have been a moment of celebration for women's basketball as a whole. But instead, it became just another chapter in the Caitlin Angel story. Angel's response differed. She didn't specifically mention Caitlin's accomplishment, but her cryptic posts about being overlooked and underappreciated sent fans into a frenzy. Was she making fun of Caitlin? Most people thought so, and now envious WNBA players will have the chance to obtain that credit. Players like Angel Reese will now have the opportunity to demonstrate their star power, and Danica Patrick's remarks simply served to fan the flames. When the NASCAR star pointed out that Angel's obsession with Caitlin was hurting more people than it was helping, she didn't hold back. Angel's jealousy was clear, and it didn't look good. The 2023 season saw Caitlin carry Iowa to the NCAA Finals, and the weight of expectation didn't deter her. On the contrary, it seemed to fuel her court vision, her ability to anticipate plays, and her unshakable confidence, making her the player everyone wanted to watch. Even after Iowa lost in the finals, Caitlin, on the other hand, was praised for her poise under pressure and her ability to remain focused despite the noise. It's easy to see why Caitlin is so adored. Angel, on the other hand, found it difficult to get her footing in her attempts to outshine Caitlin, whose performance was the buzz of the tournament. Whether it was taunting during games or attempting to stir up controversy in interviews, Caitlin frequently came out as forced. Her actions seemed more about gaining attention than honing her craft, and while some fans supported her, many condemned her for allowing her feelings to eclipse her talent. And Angel Reese is aware that a ring is on the way. Angel Caitlin's inclusion on the list wasn't merely a result of the Forbes Award, which was the last straw. Individual victory, it was a triumph for women's athletics, demonstrating that female athletes could be honored for both their cultural influence and skill. Caitlin's influence goes well beyond basketball. She is a role model and a testament to what can happen when skill and hard work are combined. Her modest reaction to the accolade only strengthened her place in the hearts of her supporters. Though it's easy to understand her frustration, it's also evident that this rivalry is holding her back. What makes this dynamic so fascinating is how different Caitlin and Angel are from one another. Angel's response, however, was telling. Rather than concentrating on her own accomplishments, she seemed consumed by Caitlin's success. Her cryptic social media post painted a picture of someone who felt left behind. Caitlin is the epitome of composure, poise, and laser-like focus. She lets her game speak for itself, and it does so in a powerful way. While Caitlin's strategy has garnered her widespread admiration, Angel's antics have overshadowed her talent. As the basketball world watches this rivalry unfold, one thing is certain: Caitlin isn't slowing down. Her Forbes recognition is just the beginning. She's already being touted as a future WNBA star, and her influence on the game is undeniable. Angel, on the other hand, thrives on drama. She's outspoken, fiery, and unafraid to stir the pot in a way that represents two sides of the same coin. Because of Caitlin Clark, everyone has in. Thoughts on the events of that game? In the meantime, Angel must decide whether to either let this rivalry to define her or concentrate on her own development. She possesses the talent to be excellent, but she will need to aim her energy in the proper way. The question is whether she can endure the resentment long enough to leave her own mark. This competition is still going strong, which is what makes it so interesting. Ultimately, Caitlin's success isn't just a victory for her, it's a victory for women's basketball. Her accomplishments demonstrate that talent, hard work, and a little humility can get you far. As for Angel, only time will tell if she can rise above the drama and meet the challenge. Caitlin and Angel are two of the most talented players in the game, and their on-court interactions are nothing short of electrifying. At the age of 22, Caitlin Clark has accomplished something that very few people can match in terms of fame. Being named a Forbes 30 under 30 honoree and solidifying her reputation as one of the best women's basketball players, her leadership and scoring acumen have won her admirers. Praise for her talent and modesty, while Angel Reese and Caitlin's continuous competition has been characterized by drama and resentment, ranging from cryptic social media postings to open taunting. As Caitlin's success continues to soar, Angel feels pressured to rewrite her story, since her obsession with Caitlin's success appears to eclipse her own potential.